Hey everyone, I'm going to take a look at the new Player of the Week pack on eFootball. There's also a Champions League Player of the Week pack. I'll be reviewing that one separately. That will either be late today or tomorrow. There's been a new player face video went up live yesterday if you want to check that one out. And there'll be another video reviewing all the new Bayern players as well. But for this video, we're going to look at this Player of the Week pack. There will be timestamps in the description as always. So if you want to hear about particular players, click the description. There'll be a link to take you straight to them. So all 5 stars. We'll start with this guy, and that is Alan, the whole player from Morenza. Probably said that wrong. So this guy is tiny, 163 centimeters. He's a little fella, pretty decent on the ball, got a bit of end product. Could be a fun one. This guy, he's not that high rated. He's obviously not a great card, but just with his physique, good balance as well. He could be one of these players who feels quite fun. It's the first time I've got a feature version of him. I'm not familiar with him myself. They've not changed his playing style. His positions, that they've added centre midfield, and they made him semi-proficient DMF on a card he can't position train. I don't know why they keep doing that, but yeah. I think this is a guy that with his size, the fact he's not great at defending, and no defensive skills there, I don't think you're going to use him as a centre mid. I think this guy is definitely going to be an AMF or an SS. Before I forget, no face scan. But yeah, first time I've got a feature version of him. And from his GP card, they've actually nerfed him a bit on the ball, annoyingly, but and also has lofted passes down from his GP card and auto allocation, but they boosted his awareness and his finishing, so presumably he scored a goal at the weekend. They've also given a nice boost on his defensives, his physical attributes, kicking power, stamina. So yeah, another one of his cards where they pushed him back from attacking mid to centre mid. He's normally attacking mid. So they've obviously made him a bit more well-rounded as a midfielder, which is kind of annoying, but he has had a decent boost overall. It is definitely a boost off his GP card, whatever position you play him in. And skill-wise, what have they done? We've got long-range curler, long-range shooting, one-touch pass, outside curler, fighting spirit. I'm not 100% on the skills because eFootball Hub seems to be playing up with new players. So any new players have been added to the game on Thursday. It looks like their skills are a bit messed up in eFootball Hub, but I'm pretty sure those are the skills they've added. So he's got a good selection. Just one skill he's lacking, which is a crucial one, is through passing. That's a big shame. So if he had through passing, that'd be a pretty complete set for this type of a player. But without through passing, that's very annoying. That would make me more inclined to use as an SS rather than attacking mid and focus more on getting into attacking positions to in and around the box to get shots away, because he's got very decent awareness for a whole player at 80, finishing likewise. Sure, his passing attributes not bad, but without through passing, I don't know to what extent you can really rely on him to be a playmaker in that kind of number 10 area. But yeah, like I say, he's not a particularly high rated card, obviously, only 92 rated. He's not brilliant in any area, but the fact that he's tiny, that low centre of gravity, like players like Janatic, Sonkrasen and so on, with those little legs, a little bit of pace about him, good balance, decent on the ball. He's got the awareness and finishing to be able to get into good attacking positions to get shots away, and he does have decent passing, just lacking that through passing skills. So he could get away with him still as an attacking midfielder, but for me, I think especially as an SS, he could be a tidy one. It could be just one of these players who's just kind of quite fun to use, and actually, you could put him wide left. I know he's not got wide left forward, but if you put him in that position, you can set him to an SS wide left. Maybe he's one of these players you put him wide left as an SS, take even more of the focus away from his passing onto his finishing, with the fact that he's not got through passing. He does have long range curler, with the fact he's going to be pretty nimble on the ball, fun to use when you get him on the ball. Maybe wide left as an SS he could be useful. So in those positions, whether it's behind the attack or wide of the attack, I think it could be a fun one, but obviously he's not an amazing one. Just one of these cards where, you know, he's not likely to get in many people's teams, but if you do get him, give him a try, because like I say, with the physique and the attributes, the kind of profile he's got, he could be a pretty fun card. And next we have yet another Minamino Player of the Week card. We've had a whole bunch of Player of the Week cards of Minamino, usually a whole player. I think there's one that might have been a roaming flank, either right mid or left mid. To be fair, this one stacks up pretty well against the previous ones. It's up there with the better versions of him, of all the Player of the Week cards. And if you look at all the trainable versions of him as well, he ranks pretty well against them. This is one of the better versions of Minamino that we've had. Obviously, the other Player of the Week ones and trainables, that the kind of attributes are shuffled around a little bit. So he's a little bit higher in some areas, a little bit lower, but on the whole, overall ability, yeah, this is a really good version of Minamino compared to previous ones, but just depends on where you want him to be good, because obviously, you know what they do with these Player of the Week cards. So compared to his GP card on auto allocation, they've nerfed him on the ball again. Very annoying on this type of player, but he's not as good on the ball as he normally is, and certainly not as good on the ball as his trainables tend to be. But they are giving him a boost in a bunch of areas. The awareness is up, the finishing's up, kicking power's up a bit, physicals are up a bit, defending up a bit. They always do that just to kind of sneak the overall rating higher. I think that's what they do on a lot of these attacking players. They just boost the defending up a bit just to get the overall rating 1 or 2 higher, make them look better than they are maybe. But yeah, defending is a bit better than it normally is. And then skill-wise, again, can't guarantee because eFootball helps playing up a bit, but it looks like, I think, cut behind and turn and dipping shot, I think they're the 2 that are gone. We've gained, I believe, first time shot and pinpoint crossing. Not sure how useful pinpoint crossing is going to be because his lofted pass at 74 is not good, so he's still not going to have a great cross on him, but one touch and through, got first time shot, long edge curler, long way shooting, so got some passing and shooting skills there. His low pass is reasonable depending what position you play him in. Finishing 84 is good. You can play him as a centre forward, but even though the finishing is just about passable for centre forward, the awareness for me is not high enough. But in any other position that he's got there, SS, AMF, wide left, wide right, I think he's definitely at least usable. Attacking mid, I'd say the low pass is questionable. Yes, he's got one touch and through passing, but 83 for me is still a little bit on the low side. There's an SS, I think that could be the best place for him, just behind the attack. Maybe wide of the attack, like I was saying with the first guy, Allen. You've got long range curler there. He's reasonable on the ball, even if he's not amazing. He's got a bit of pace about him, balance. Wide left, cutting onto his right foot with long range curler, maybe could be useful there. So yeah, if you like Minamino, it's one of the better versions of him that we've had. Before I forget, he's Japanese, so of course he has a phrase scan. But yeah, if you like the guy, if you had a previous version that you like, then you may well find this is an upgrade. But like I say, these aren't trainable cards. With the way that the attributes are balanced, you might have a previous one with better dribbling, for example. You might prefer that one, but in terms of the overall ability, it certainly stacks up pretty well against pretty much every previous version of him. So yeah, if you've got a previous version, it may well be a good one for you. But if you don't have a good one, it's a versatile one. We don't get a French league challenge, so you're just looking at this guy for your Japan squad off for divisions and stuff. So I'm not sure he's going to get into too many people's teams, but certainly he's decent. He's got some good skills, a decent profile to be usable in 1 or 2 different positions, and yeah, for quite a few people it could be a useful card, but not a brilliant one. And next we have Zeki Çelik, the centre-back. Interesting. So normally a right-back, they made him fully proficient at centre-back. They give him the build-up playing style. He has a face scan. And yeah, this is one of these cards where you look at previous versions of Çelik. We've had a few trainables, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. I've got the original one, the first one from the original Turkey pack. If you train the previous ones to be a centre-back, because you can position train them, and if you make them into a centre-back, the trainable versions of Çelik, they all tend to be better in the most important areas, primarily the defending attributes. Not so much elsewhere in terms of pace and all the rest, so overall this is comparable, but as a centre-back, that's the issue. Are these attributes, defensive attributes, good enough for a centre-back? No. You might get away with it. Some people might say, well, he's got good pace, he's decent here, he's decent there. For me, you've got to be good in the important areas as a centre-back, and he's just not. And even with the physical and the aerial, he's just not got enough ability as a centre-back for me. So this is a card where the fact they've changed him to a centre-back, if you're going to look at him as a centre-back, I'm going to say he's not great, he's not good enough, but you've got to look at his original position. I think this is a classic case of a Player of the Week card where he's better in a different position, and he's one of these guys where he's a centre-back who, if you play him at full-back, and especially if you put the defensive instruction on him, he could be a really viable option there. Skill-wise, really interesting. So they've thrown in a bunch of skills. Again, I'm not 100% because eFootball helps playing up, but it looks like they've thrown in heading, man marking, interception, blocker, and aerial superiority. So in terms of centre-back, defensive skills for a centre-back, yeah, great, got a pretty good selection there. But again, with those attributes not being high enough, I still wouldn't use them there. But as a fullback, especially if you like a defensive fullback, if you like the fullback who's got the defensive fullback playing style, you could put this guy at right back, put the defensive instruction on him to hold him back so that he plays like a defensive fullback. With all of these defensive skills he's got now, it's a great selection for a defensive fullback. Strong defensive attributes, decent pace, pretty good amount of physical contact there. Stamina's pretty good. If you don't mind the fact he's technically a bit dodgy, he's not going to be great on the ball. But defensively and physically, he is strong. He's got a great selection of skills. As a defensive right back, I think that's the best way, the most value you're going to get out of this guy. And if that's your kind of fullback, I think he could be a pretty useful card, to be honest. So yeah, centre-back, I don't think so. Right midfield, absolutely not. He's not got anywhere near enough technically to be a right mid. But as a right back, I mean, as an attacking right back, he's not really got the skills and he's not got the technical ability. But if you put the defensive instruction on him, and if you like a fullback to play that way, like they've got the defensive fullback playing style, this card for me could be a solid option for a lot of people. Italian League Challenge, this is a card you can use in the League Challenge. So if you get the Italian League Challenge, could be a decent option for that. especially. But yeah, in general, centre back no, right midfield definitely not, right back not as an attacking right back for me. But if you want him to stay back as a defensive fullback, put a defensive instruction on him. The qualities he's got, the skills he's got, is not an amazing card, I think, but I do think it could be a pretty good strong card for a lot of people. And next we have Gouiri, who's now at Marseille, and we have a goal poacher version. So Gouiri, I've got a previous version. It's a deep line forward. His GP card nowadays is actually a prolific winger, left wing forward. This is a centre forward version, but they've actually added SS. It looks like they've made that fully proficient, which is interesting as well. But yeah, they've made him a goal poacher this time. We had a few versions of Gouiri. So like I said, I've got a deep line forward that I think was a nominating contract one, kind of black and green background from ages ago. There was a Player of the Week version of Gouiri, one previous Player of the Week version. That was a left midfielder though, very different kind of profile. Decent card that though. Trainable versions, the one I've got one, and there's another one as well. I'm not sure what pack the other one was from, but those two, they both have better awareness than the finishing. A few attributes here and there, not quite so good though. But overall, I'd say primarily for the awareness and finishing being higher, those two previous ones are better, and of course they are trainable as well. Again, we've got an attacking player who, compared to his GP card, if you train it on auto allocation, he's been nerfed on the ball. They always seem to do this with attacking players. It's very annoying. If you train his GP card as a left wing forward, it is better on the ball, but this is obviously a better card overall. So we've got more speed, finishing, lofted pass, kicking power, a bunch of areas. It's better, so better overall. But like I say, you can make his GP card better on the ball. If you train his GP card as a centre forward, to be honest, this is obviously a better card. It goes without saying. They've obviously boosted it from his GP card, but the awareness and the finishing are about the same, really. And those are the two most important ones in a centre forward. So it's not a particularly exciting version of Gouiri. I just feel like the awareness and finishing are a bit on the low side. Yes, he's very good on the ball for a goal poacher. Passing's pretty decent for a centre forward as well. But yeah, awareness and finishing are still the most important ones for me. And that kind of lets his card down a bit. You could use him wide left. Fairly similar profile to Minamino, really, as a wide left player. You could do that. Has he got long range curler? Yes. Okay, so already had that. They've added long range shooting as well. I think chip shot control is new. Pinpoint crossing. So again, we've got pinpoint crossing with 76 lofted passes. Still not good at crossing. What else they added? Outside curl, I think, is new. What they've taken away looks like scissors feint. Is chop turn removed, maybe? No look pass, I think, is gone as well. So a decent trade there. So for a centre forward, first time shot, you got long range curler, long range shooting. One touch pass is nice bonus for a striker. Through passing would have been nice, but it is what it is. Outside curl is a nice addition. Like I say, pinpoint crossing makes no difference to me. If you're not going to be well in the 80s for lofted pass, with or without pinpoint crossing, your crossing's not going to be great, in my opinion. So yeah, one of these cards where you're looking at different positions, and I think, to be honest, he's decent in all three of the positions he's got. He's got centre forward, SS, wide left. Could be a decent option in any of the three, but I don't think he's amazing in any of them. I think for a centre forward, awareness and finishing let him down a bit, albeit it's pretty nice elsewhere. SS, is his passing good enough? He's not got through passing, low pass 73. I'm not so sure. Maybe though, because he is pretty tidy on the ball. And then wide left, like I say, he could be an option here. He's not amazing on the ball, but he's not bad either. He's got a bit of pace. He's got long range curler. Obviously, the awareness and finishing are great. So yeah, and before I forget, got a face scan, he's had that for ages now. But yeah, one of these cards where you got three positions where he could be useful. I just don't think he's amazing in any of them. And again, French League, we don't get a French League challenge. So is this guy going to get in many people's teams? No, not unless you're a Marseille fan who've got some other reason why you like this guy. He's not a bad card at all. And if you get him, by all means, give him a try. He might be decent for you, but I just don't think he's that great in any of those three positions. He could be used for one if you've not got that many options in attacking areas. In any given week, and you just want someone on your bench maybe to kind of give you an option in one of these areas coming off the bench. But in terms of getting into people's teams, yeah, I don't think this guy is that great in any particular position. Not a bad guy, just not a particularly outstanding one either. And now we have our first booster of the pack. We've got Antony, who's now at Real Betis in Spain. He's made a great start over there. Inconsistent form, a bit of a shame that, but if he keeps playing the way he's been playing so far, it's not going to matter. So he's a creative playmaker, Antony, normally a prolific winger. They've changed his playing style. This is the first of a few creative playmaker wingers that we've got in the Player of the Week packs. Not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Some people, obviously there'll be plenty of people who are happy with that playing style and a wide man. For me personally, he's not aggressive enough with his attacking runs with that playing style. That's what I find when I play a creative playmaker as a wide man. They kind of hang back a bit too much. I want them making forward runs, getting behind the defence. So that playing style for me is a bit frustrating on the winger. But like I say, if it's good for you, great. You might like this card. It's personal preference. We've had one previous player of the week card of Antony. That was a whole player right midfielder. And that card had more pace than this one, but this one's got more kicking power and more low pass. And if you look at the trainable versions of Antony, he had a bunch when he was at Man U. To be honest, this is up there with the better ones in terms of his overall ability. He measures up pretty well against those, but the stats are obviously shuffled around a little bit better in some areas, a bit worse in others, and those cards do vary a bit. They've changed them around a bit here and there. So yeah, on the whole, this is pretty much as good a version of Antony as I think we've had. Compared to his GP card, we've gained a bit of speed but lost a bit of acceleration. I think that's fair enough, though. He's still got great acceleration, or at least pretty good acceleration. Gained a lot of kicking power, more physical strength, low passes up, finishing's up. Yeah, they've given him a nice boost, to be honest. Skill-wise, we have gained double touch, so the dribblers will be pleased because you've got double touch fit flat soul control. There's your ball roll double touch. We've gained acrobatic finishing, I think, as well, and gamesmanship. Did he not already have that? I might be wrong on that, or maybe Football Hub's wrong. What have we lost? I think scissors feint, Marseille turn, dipping shot. It looks like those two are gone. So you've got a few skill moves still, even though they've taken a couple away. You've got the ball roll double touch. I think it's probably a fair trade on the whole. Accurate finishing, nice. Long range curler, I think that's probably the most important one. Coming off that right flank onto his left foot. Long range curler, and he's got first time shot as well. Heel shoot's a nice one. Yeah, pretty good touching skills. Again, pinpoint crossing with 74 lofted pass, pointless. But yeah, nice boost in his low pass, kicking power, finishing as well. This is a nice looking version of Antony. And we've not activated the boost yet. So we activate the boost, and what do we get? More kicking power, excellent. Bit more physical strength, okay, he's a lot stronger than he normally is. More ball control, cool. And finishing. Interesting. What's that, shooting? Yeah, shooting. I already saw that as well, didn't I? Yeah, that's a good boost. And this is a good version of Antony. So he's not got electric pace, but he's reasonably quick. Good balance. More physical strength than normal. The low pass and kicking power and finishing all boosted, like I say. He's obviously nice on the ball. The attacking awareness is going over 80 with the game plan boost. Like I said, creative playmaker, that playing style lets him down for me. But that's not going to mean he's bad. It's just personal preference. If you don't mind that playing style on a winger, I think this is a really nice conversion of Antony, cutting off that right flank onto his left foot. It's got a lot of end product. He's going to feel nice on the ball. You've got your ball roll double touch if you like that kind of thing. I think for a lot of people this would be a very appealing card. If you like Antony, a lot of people seem to for whatever reason. Maybe Man U fans, I don't know. Certainly Betis fans. But yeah, this is about as good a version of Antony as we've had. The boost they've given, I think, is good. He's got his booster as well to make him even better when he's an A form. And yeah, like I say, if you like this kind of player and if that playing style works for you on a wide man, on an inverted winger, this could be a really nice card to pick up, not just for the Spanish League Challenge, but I think quite a few people could be using this guy in their teams if they pick this guy up. I think it's going to be a card a lot of people are very pleased with if they get him. Deep line forward, centre forward, Mikel Merino. Interesting. So came off the bench and scored a couple of headers. So of course we've got a player of the week centre forward card of Merino with super sub and aerial superiority. Although I think he may have already had aerial superiority. First time shot I think has been added there though. I think the only one we've lost is sliding tackle if I'm not wrong. So first time shot and super sub, already got heading and aerial. Yeah. So skill wise, interesting. Got one touch pass and through passing. The thing with this Mikel Merino card, it's one of these cards where, similar to Zeki Çelik, they're giving him a new position. The question is he best in his new position or is he best in one of his old ones? The thing for me is attacking when it's 81, finishing 83. I would not be putting this guy on my team as a striker. Just never. Yes, he's got strengths. I mean, the finishing could be worse, but mid-80s is the kind of low point for me. That's a starting point on a centre forward and those two attributes. So he is lacking there, but the heading is great. Jumping is decent. He's going to have a decent vertical reach. He's got aerial, of course. You're going to use this guy as a target man, really. A deep line forward as a playing style works well for a target man for me. I prefer that playing style over a target man. A target man would just stand around and wait for the ball. Deep line forward will at least drop deep and then make attacking runs at certain points, even if they don't make the attacking runs as often or as aggressively as you might like. So I think the playing style is decent on a big physical guy like Merino if you're going to use him as a striker. He's pretty tidy on the ball for a striker. Passing is good, especially with one-touch pass and through passing. He might not be the quickest, but obviously he's quite a big physical guy. But yeah, like I say, for all the strengths he's got as a striker, awareness 81 and finishing 83, those two let him down for me. I just wouldn't be using this guy as a striker with those attributes being so low. So then you look at his normal position as centre mid, defensive mid. I mean, for a defensive mid, he's not strong enough defensively. For a centre midfielder, the passing is not good enough. So yes, there are qualities on this guy. Maybe it's just as a super sub because he's got that super sub skill, and the other skills are good for a striker. So maybe just to have him on your bench, and if you need a goal, you're going to put some balls into the box, start playing some crosses, throw him on as a sub. He could get you a header goal for sure. But yeah, maybe I'm being harsh because he's got some qualities for sure, but I just feel like this is one of those cards where primarily for Arsenal fans, maybe for fans of Sociedad, even Newcastle fans, if you like this guy, it might be a fun one to have this version of him because he's so different to what he normally is. And like I say, you could throw him up front and just start spamming some crosses in just for a bit of fun. But in terms of just having a good card to put in your squad and you know, a good striker or a good midfielder, I just don't think he's quite got enough in any position. I think he's probably best as a striker out of all of his positions, and he does have qualities there, but for me the awareness lets him down, and to an extent the finishing as well. So lots of qualities there. I think a lot of people will find this a fun card, but I can't say much more than a fun card because it's just in terms of the overall ability and being brutally honest, I don't think he's that great of a card in any position really. He does have a face scan before I forget, I always nearly forget, but yeah, lots of qualities there. For Arsenal fans especially, could be a really fun one to pick up, but as much as he's got a lot of qualities, and I imagine quite a few people will probably have some fun with this guy, I just don't think he's that great of a card in any position really. And now we have Juventus's goal scoring hero, Conceição. We'll start with the face scan before I forget, because I always do. So normally a roaming flank, we have a prolific winger version of Conceição. We've only had one previous feature version of him. That was a no-name contract one a short while ago. I got that card. It's brilliant. Everyone I've spoken to has also got the card. Says the same. It's a really fun card. He's small. He's good on the ball. He's quick. He's nimble. Really fun to get him on the ball and do a bit of dribbling with him. To be honest, though, this card's not quite as good as that no-name contract card. It's pretty similar. Different playing style, of course. If you prefer that playing style, you're going to use him as a wide forward because that won't be an active playing style right midfield. But if you play wide forwards and you like that playing style, then that alone might make this card better than the nominated contract one, to be honest. But in terms of the attributes, the nominated contract one, like I say, on the whole, it is just a bit better. Not a massive difference though. Compared to his GP card, they have on auto allocation on his GP card, they've put a bit on his physicals and his balance. Ball control is up a bit, dribbling and tight possession are down a bit, annoying. Nice boost on his finishing though, unsurprisingly. Skill wise, again, I'm relying on eFootball Hub, which is a bit dodgy since the update yesterday. But it looks like we've lost Scotch turn and gamesmanship, and we've gained one touch pass and fighting spirit. So one touch pass and through passing, nice on a winger. Pinpoint crossing again, is his crossing gonna be good? Not great. 76 lofted pass. Long range curler, I think for most people, that's going to be the most important skill on this guy. He's already got that. Left foot coming off the right wing. Long range curler. Finishing's not amazing, but they have boosted it. Attacking awareness will go over 80, so he's going to be pretty decent at getting into good positions and scoring goals for you. Outside curls are handy one to have. Soul control, of course. Yeah, he's got some end product there. He's got some passing and shooting skills there. He's going to be good on the ball. Like I say, quick and nimble. He does feel neat on the ball. Very responsive. The end product's not going to be brilliant. He's got the passing skills, the 73 low pass. Just like with pinpoint crossing, if the actual attribute isn't that high, then those skills aren't going to make that much difference. But they will help, of course. But like I say, he's still not going to have great passing or crossing. But I think with the finishing primarily, cutting onto his left foot off the right flank, he's going to be a fun card to use. It can be a pretty effective one. I say he's a fun card to use. You know, some cards they'll just be kind of fun, but they maybe won't be too effective when you're going into divisions and trying to be competitive and stuff. This is a card that is going to be fun on the ball, but I think he could be effective. I do think it could be a decent one. They give him a nice boost from his GP card. And yeah, with the qualities he's got, it might be one, especially for the Italian League Challenge, is a good option for you. But just in general, if you like quick, nimble wingers who are good on the ball with a little bit of end product, in my experience from the nominated contract one, like I say, really fun card to use. I've put some skills and positions on mine. I've used him quite a bit. He's been great for me. And even though this one isn't quite as good overall, he has had a nice boost. He's not far off it. You might prefer the playing style. And yeah, on the whole, if you get this card, give him a try, because I think a lot of people, if they do get this card, will be very pleased with it. He's a fun one to use, and I think it's a pretty good card on the whole. And now we have our goalkeeper. We got Vicario from Spurs. So he's come back and he's had a good game against Man U. Attacking goalkeeper as usual, unwavering form, and he's pretty good. And when you get your maximum game plan boost, your awareness, parrying, reflexes and reach all going over 90. The catching isn't bad. They've thrown in a long throw, no pun intended. I think that's new. Already had penalty saver, but yeah, I think long throw is new. Still no low punt, bit of a shame, but is what it is. Yeah, this is a pretty solid goalkeeper. Obviously, the jumping's terrible, but that's what you get with player of the week keepers. But yeah, if you look at the previous versions of Vicario, I think the player of the season one, the end of last season, I think that's probably the best version that we've had. I think that one's slightly better than this one, but outside of that one, looking at the previous player of the week and the trainable versions, I think this is probably about as good as a version of Vicario as you're going to get if you don't have the player of the season one. He's had a pretty nice even boost from his GP card, and like I say, all 90 plus attributes when you're getting fully boosted in the game plan, except for catching, which isn't too bad. Yes, he can't jump. His distribution is a bit dodgy as well, worth noting that, but unwavering form, really solid keeper on the whole. He's a tall guy, deceptively tall. What's that, 6'4"? Not far off 6'5", and decent reach. Yeah, he's a good solid keeper, this guy. I think if you get this guy, certainly for the English League Challenge, but just in general. Yeah, the distribution sucks and he can't jump, but in terms of what the important things, you know, he's good at what he needs to be good at. Is a good solid goalkeeper card, that. And would you believe it? We have Mitoma in player of the week. Never thought I'd see the day. So, whole player, left midfield. And it's a good one. Obviously, he's got his face scan. It's a booster as well. Let's just go straight for the boost. So, what do we get? Ball control, dribbling, finishing, balance. What's that? Fantasista. Okay. So, yeah, we've had a whole bunch of Mitoma cards. We've had trainables. We've had player of the week ones. This looks like it's just about the best player of the week one. I don't think there's a massive difference, and there are different playing styles. There's been at least one creative playmaker. I think there's been a roaming flank, maybe even prolific winger. But yeah, looking at the best kind of player of the week versions we've had and the best trainable ones, this one stacks up pretty well. It might be the best version of him. I'm not sure if it's better even than there was a Showtime one at some point. I'm not sure if it's better than that one. It looks like it's comparable in terms of overall rating. So he's a good version of Mitoma, this. He's had a pretty nice boost all around from his GP card. Again, attacking player where they boosted the defenses and physicals. Low passes down a bit though, a bit of a shame. But yeah, on the whole, good version of Mitoma. If you like the whole player playing style, it will be active at left midfield. It will not be active as a left wing forward, although you can still play him there. But yeah, certainly as a left midfielder with a whole player playing style with good attacking awareness, finishing going at least to 80 with the maximum game plan boost, maybe beyond it if he's on A form. We got long range curler. Yes, I think they've added that. Interesting. Okay, so that makes it a very interesting version of Mitoma. So it looks like they've added long range curler, one touch pass as well, handy. Fighting spirit, another attacking player gets fighting spirit. But yeah. All well, double touch, flip flop, and soul control. So the dribblers will be pleased with that as well. He's already got that though from his GP card. But yeah, long range curler as an addition. Already got first time shot. Very nice version of Mitoma. This. If you like this guy, if you want a good version of him, with the fact they've given him long range curler there, the attributes he's got, and if you like that playing style, very nice version of him. Quick, good on the ball. He's got the good attacking awareness that matches up perfectly with his playing style. He's got the finish with long range curler as well and first time shot. Good balance. Yeah, this is a good version of Mitoma. I think most of us have probably had a version by now. I've read that many versions in the game, but if you've not got one, or if you've got one that's not good as this one, this will be a very neat one to pick up, I think. Whether you use him as a left mid with the whole player playing style active, or if you put him left wing forward without a playing style active, he's got good enough attacking runs. He'll make attacking runs from there, even without a playing style active. It's a good version of Mitoma. I think a lot of people, if they like this guy, will be very pleased if they get him. So yeah, a good card this, and we may have had a lot of versions of him, but it is a good one. It's possibly the best we've had, certainly up there. Next we have Hato from Ajax. So he got 2 assists at the weekend. Normally a fullback finisher. He's now an attacking fullback. For me personally, that's an upgrade. I don't like fullback finishers, the way they wander into the midfield and go walkabout. Obviously that's personal preference. I prefer attacking fullback, a more orthodox playing style for a fullback. He's still got centre back as a position, but the defensives aren't strong enough for that in my opinion. Not physically strong enough either. Although if he's desperate, you could put him there, of course. And he's got good pace, but as a fullback, certainly it's an interesting version of Hato. We've had one previous feature version of him. That was an extra frontman centre-back version. That was in some kind of legend box. As a centre-back, it's obviously better than this card, but as a left-back, pretty similar on the whole, to be honest. If you train that card as a left-back, the main difference really is that this card's got a lot more physical contact. Apart from that, pretty similar on the whole. So if you got that previous one, not a lot of difference except really the physical contact. That's the one difference between the two versions of him. comparing to his GP card, if you auto-allocate his GP card, they've nerfed his lower body, so speed, kicking power, stamina, all down a bit, but I think they're all still high enough. Physical contact has had a boost. On the ball, he's had a bit of a boost. Lofted pass had a bit of a boost. And yeah, it's a pretty nice boost he's had overall, to be honest. It's just really the lower body 3, but I think you can afford to lose a few points off those if you're going to get the boost they've given him elsewhere. It's just really the tight possession is a bit low, the balance is a bit low. Some people might say the balance is a little bit low as well, but so the acceleration. But I think certainly balance and tight possession are the two for me that I'd like to be a bit higher. But apart from those two, he's looking pretty solid. He's okay on the ball. The low and lofted pass are good, both in the 80s before your game plan boost. Defensively, he's solid enough. Certainly the tackling at 85 is good. Maximum boost will get that to 88. Pace, yes, the acceleration is a little bit on the low side, but the speed's hitting 90 with your maximum game plan boost. So I think he's quick enough. I think the pace is fine. Physical strength is good for fullback, and like I said, the balance is a bit lower, but stamina's fine. It's going over 90 when he's boosted. So yeah, unwavering form as well. We don't get a Dutch League challenge. It's a bit of a shame. That's one thing that lets his card down, but I think for things like divisions, if you rock a Netherlands squad, for example, as well, I think he's a very usable card. He's a solid fullback, this guy. What have they done skill-wise with him? They've added one-touch pass, pinpoint crossing, and man marking. I think that's what they've changed. Again, eFootball Hub is a little bit iffy since yesterday, but yeah, for an attacking fullback or even a defensive fullback, he's got a really good selection of skills. So one-touch pass, through passing, and pinpoint crossing, and then defensively, man marking, interception, blocker, slide and tackle, fighting spirit. Really good selection of skills for a fullback defensively, all going forward. So I think this is a card where, to be honest, if you like the attacking fullback playing style, which I do, I think it's a good solid left back. I think it's a good card this. Yes, the tight possession and balance are a little bit iffy, but apart from that, he's good, he's solid, he's got just about everything he needs. He's got a really good selection of skills. And again, like I was saying with Çelik, if you prefer the defensive fullback playing style, if you can spare an instruction in the game plan, putting this guy at left back with a defensive instruction to make him play as a defensive fullback, he's got pretty much everything you need, again, with the attributes and the skills. So this, for me, is going to be a pretty solid card for most people, to be honest, if you get him. Before I forget, he does have a face scan. He got that a while back now. But yeah, one or two attributes, like I said, tight possession balance, a little bit on the low side, but I think you can allow those because everywhere else he's pretty strong. And I think regardless of what playing style you like as a fullback, especially as an attacking fullback, really good solid option. The attributes on the whole are good. The skills are excellent. And if you can spare the individual instruction, and if you prefer the defensive fullback playing style, if you try to use him as a defensive fullback, I think he could be really useful that way as well. So I think for a lot of people, this could be a nice left back to pick up. And we finish up with Omar Marmoush. So you know the rules. If you play well against Newcastle, you get him player of the week, and I have to talk about him. Thanks, Konami. So we've got a boost to Marmoush. He has his new face scan, of course. You'll have seen that if you watch my player face video. Shameless plug for you. Yeah, it's a good version of Marmoush. They've added left wing forward. They've made him a prolific winger instead of a goal poacher. He's normally a centre forward goal poacher. He's now a prolific winger. He's got the left wing forward position. We've had one previous version of Marmoush. That was in some kind of national team players pack, rest of the world, whatever you call it. If you train that one as a left wing forward, he doesn't have the physical strength or the finishing of this one, but he's a bit better on the ball. And also, if this one's not got his A form boost, which we'll show you in a second, the awareness and pace are a bit better on that card as well. And if you train that previous version as a centre forward, pretty similar on the whole, to be honest, but this one's got a bit more passing and stamina. That's about it. So yeah, it's kind of similar on the whole to that previous one. If you got that one, he's better than his GP card, of course, both as a wide forward and a centre forward. No matter how you train him, he's had a good boost on the whole. In terms of the positions he's got, with the awareness only 82, I personally wouldn't use him as a centre forward. I don't think his awareness is high enough for that. That's personal preference. But if you activate the booster, he does get more awareness on him. So certainly on A form, he becomes a much more viable option as a centre forward. I still would like the awareness and finish to be a bit higher, but they're passable for me. Mid 80s is passable. So on A form, certainly could be an option as a centre forward. You play him as a centre forward, he's good on the ball, passing's okay, pretty much par for the course for a striker. Quick, a bit of balance, a little bit of physical strength as well. Unwavering form, it remains to be seen how consistently he performs for Man City, but he's got unwavering when he's not on A or B. What have they done skill-wise? Okay, so again, I'm relying on eFootball Hub here, but it looks like they've taken away acrobatic finishing, bit of a shame. Gamesmanship, and I think they've taken away Super Sub, if I'm not wrong. That's a bit of a shame. But they've added a long-range curler, good addition. Chip shot control looks new. One-touch pass, I think, as well, and an outside curler. So yeah, if they've taken away super sub and accurate finishing, that's a couple of disappointing losses from the skills. I was saying to someone in the comments on the recent one, the space where you normally get 5 additional skills on these Player of the Week cards, why don't they just add them there and leave the ones they've normally got? That would make perfect sense to me. I forget who it was who suggested that, but that was a really good suggestion by someone in the comments. You've got space for 5 skills, just put them there. Leave the original skills there. Then you don't have to lose acrobatic finishing and super sub, which it looks like they have taken away there. But yeah, still got a good selection. Long range Kaoru especially is a very good addition. He's got first time shot already, long range shooting, one touch pass is a handy one. And yeah, this is a card where I think you could use him through the middle when he's in A form certainly, or out wide. He's all right on the ball. You can make him a bit better on the ball on the previous trainable version that they released, obviously, but he's still okay on the ball. The finishing is great if you play him out wide. Attacking awareness likewise is good. Good pace. And like I say, you've got 2 options. I wouldn't play him on the right as a right foot, so I don't think many people would do that. But wide left or as a centre forward, it's a pretty good card. I don't think it's an amazing one as a centre forward, even on A form. I don't think it's amazing. Good, but not amazing. Wide left, again, good, but I don't think you could say it's amazing without getting 1 or 2 of these on the ball attributes, certainly the dribbling into the 90s. So lots of qualities. As a wide man, pace, awareness and finishing, the skills he's got, could be very effective as a prolific winger coming off the left flank. Through the middle as a striker, without A form, I think the awareness is a little bit lacking, but when he is on A form, I think that's certainly passable. And as much as the awareness and finishing aren't brilliant, he is very good on the ball if you play him as a centre forward. He's got the pace, he's certainly got a good skills, so yeah, for a lot of people it could be a very decent version of Marmoush, but like I say, either wide left or centre forward, 1 or 2 attributes aren't quite where I'd want them to be, and I wouldn't be surprised over the course of this season if we don't get at least 1 or 2 better versions of Marmoush. But that's not to say this is a bad one. It's certainly not a bad one, especially on A form. Through the middle or wide left, it could be a good option for a lot of people. So there's your regular Player of the Week selection. I think it's a solid selection on the whole. Alan could be a fun one, the little fella. Minamino, good version of him. Not an amazing card, but it's a solid one. Çelik, I think as a defensive fullback with the defensive instruction on him, could be a solid one. Gouiri, yeah, he's all right. Antony, that's a good version of Antony. I think a lot of people will like him. Marino, yeah, I think Arsenal fans will love that one, but outside of Arsenal fans, I'm not sure many people will find him that great. Conceição is a fun one. I think a lot of people have a lot of fun with it if they get him. Vicario, it's a good goalie. Mitoma, again, it's a good version of him. I think a lot of people are pleased with that card. Hato, solid left back. Attacking fullback, solid. Put the defensive instruction on him and use him as a defensive fullback, could be solid that way as well. And then Marmoush, not an amazing one in either of the positions he's got, out wide or through the middle, but certainly a good one, a solid one. So yeah, there are some pretty good solid cards in there. I don't think it's a particularly exciting selection, but I think it's a decent enough one. I think a fair few people will find there's at least 1 or 2 in there that are quite appealing. So yeah, I'm not going to do my free spin now. I'm hoping to do a stream at some point, maybe later today. Otherwise, maybe it's over the weekend on Monday. So I'll hold back on that free spin for now. But yeah, I'll be doing the Champions League one as well later. So as I mentioned at the start, Champions League Player of the Week review, hopefully later today, if not tomorrow, and then I'll be reviewing the buying players as well, and there might be 1 or 2 more player face videos as well. So keep your eyes up for more videos. Jump in the Discord if you're not already there. The link's on the channel. Thank you for watching. As always, let me know what you think of the pack. Let me know who you've spun. And yeah, I'll be seeing you soon. So take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. See ya.